It was May 2023. Pastor Zachariah had been away from home and was returning to his village in Mangu, central Nigeria. Unaware of a devastating attack that had taken place, he started noticing people fleeing in the opposite direction.
Most of them were barefoot. Their bodies were covered with mud because they'd had to crawl to escape the attack. The closer I got to my house, the more I saw people with injuries and dead bodies beside the road. My house was completely burned down, including everything inside. I looked around the house to see if I could find my wife and son, but I couldn't find them. Finally, I checked all the rooms inside my house and found their dead bodies in the kitchen area.
The attack on Pastor Zachariah's village was one of several in the region that killed 125 people in a single week. The Fulani militants didn't explain why they targeted the mostly Christian communities.
My opinion of why we were attacked is that it was their wish for us to be converted to Islam. And they hoped that by chasing us away, they would have more space to graze their cattle. When it happened, I felt like God had forsaken me. I began to think, if he's the true God, then why did he allow them to attack us? Where was he? Where was God? Why did he not take action?
Open Doors partners invited Pastor Zachariah and other survivors to spend time at their trauma centre. There he could find relief from the many questions weighing on his mind.
Truly, if I hadn't come for this training, I think that life would have been very hard for me. Because in the months before I went for the training, I couldn't sleep. My thoughts kept going back to the attacks. But after receiving the trauma care, my mind is at rest. This teaching really has encouraged me. And they also taught us to forgive those who attacked us. I want to tell people who find themselves in situations like we've experienced, my prayer for you is that we should rely on God, because he is everything we live for.
Praise God for the care that Zachariah received after the tragic events of the Fulani attack. Thank God for each of the workers at the trauma centre who help survivors on their journeys to healing and forgiveness. Pastor Zachariah asks for prayer that God will help him to provide for his 4 remaining children and that they would keep holding onto God. Please pray too for the many other believers in the Mangu area who were traumatised or displaced by the May 2023 attacks. Pray for God to give them comfort and hope.